learn what they did, learn how to improve it, and most importantly, apply it to the base model bike. And it is a must-have modification for this bike. So I mean, we should see some big gains based off that in the bottom end.
Well, hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 Ebe here, and I'm back at Brentuning near Boston, Massachusetts for another world's first. My good friends are going to flash the ECU on my 2021 Kawasaki ZX-10R, and they're going to reflash the ECU on my 2021 Honda CBR 1000RR-R Fireblade SP, now that it has velocity stacks installed from our good friends at Turn 13 Motorsports. We're also going to install a new set of velocity stacks from our good buddy Nick Russo into our 2021 Kawasaki ZX-10R. So these will be a fair comparison back-to-back dyno run, so you can see what type of power both machines make here on the Brentuning dyno. This is all leading up to me offering one of those bikes to one of you amazing people for supporting the new bike build series. The random drawing is on August 30th. So you still have time to join our Patreon family and possibly win either our 2021 ZX-10R or 2021 Honda CBR 1000RR-R Fireblade SP. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, tap that bell and you'll get notified when I upload new content. If you're not seeing triplets, they do have 3 M1000s here at Brentuning today, including mine, which is right here with a short GP style canister sent to me by my good buddy Miami Manny at Moto Million. You've seen it side by side before with the stock canister. And then this is Brendan's M1000. He's got a cool tail tidy on his as well. That looks pretty nice, but what are you going to be doing to these bikes?
We're going to finally figure these out. These bikes are actually much different from what we've seen in the previous S1000, and a lot of the stuff doesn't carry over. So we bought this bike to dive into it, see the best that BMW has to offer, learn what they did, learn how to improve it, and most importantly, apply it to the base model bike.
Okay.
If there's anything quick and easy or an upgrade that someone's looking to do, because this bike is out of the price range of, you know, most of your street guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna see if we can add this, you know, trinket or solution to the other bikes. So it's important that we have one to see the finest that BMW has to offer.
Well, what I've noticed on my M, Brendan, is that it seems to stop pulling, at least when my fat arse is riding it at the higher speed ranges. Is there something going on with the bike?
Yeah, bizarrely, we believe there's a top speed limiter stuck in this bike somewhere. Even though the cluster's de-restricted compared to the other bikes, we've noticed it across multiple stock or de-restricted bikes that it hits a wall at a certain speed, much like the other ones. So we're gonna dive into that using our equipment, logging, and see exactly what it is and why. And you know, because this isn't a 180-mile-an-hour bike.
Yes.
This is a bespoke super bike.
Yes.
So we'll be able to learn and figure that out. It's part of the reason why we got one.
Nice. And you got it from Sills. Thank you for doing that.
Yes, we did. We did. So today, our favorite mod for this bike, and a lot of people don't realize it, is the airbox is different on a US model versus the other bikes.
Okay.
So in true CBR form, if you ever had one of these bikes before, a velocity stack air funnel modification is crucial.
Okay.
Especially on a restricted bike. So the guys at Turn 13, very nice guys, friends of yours as well. You've done videos with them. We've gone back and forth with different stack heights, and we found what we believe is the best compromise between low end, high end, mid range, top end, and it is a must-have modification for this bike.
Wow.
It brings the bike from being just like your typical GSX-R or ZX-10 to past BMW level, which is hard for me to say. I choked on that. So we've actually implemented some other things. So what we've done is we've updated your bike to the velocity stack map, and also at the same time, a lot of people don't realize this, when you've changed your gearing,
yes,
it completely throws the dead times and the quick shifter off.
Okay.
There's an algorithm in this bike, everything from wheelie control to wheel speed to sprocket size is all calculated in the algorithm, and a lot of people that do change sprockets aggressively in these miss shifts and things like that.
Yes.
So we've figured that out and recalibrated it for your bike. So you have so it'll match like it does factory.
Nice, thank you. Because I went to a 1544 from a 1643.
And it's even outside of, if you've gone any more aggressive than that, basically the quick shifter can stop working.
Wow.
So,
yeah, I would hate that to happen.
Yeah. So
you know, everybody knows I love my quick shift and auto blips.
So that's definitely a must-have that the competition doesn't have, plus the velocity stack tune, to get this bike to super bike insane levels.
Yes.
And I don't have to tell you that when you put those velocity stacks in, that it didn't change a huge difference on the street and the track. And when you did with the sprockets as well, this bike is a force to be reckoned with. As you know, it wasn't even tuned for those funnels. That was just the other map. So today will be even better, and that's why you're here. Yeah, so as you can see, the Honda will keep making power.
Yes.
And it'll probably, if we sat here for another 20 minutes, it would make 210 all day. The difference is obviously when you downloaded it before, you had different gearing.
Yes.
That changes a little bit at the baseline. What I'm gonna offer you is we have a whole link to same day, same bike testing of just this velocity stack.
Okay.
It's not necessarily the peak number, but it's right beyond it in the 14 to 15,000 RPM range. The bike can pick up 10 to 13 wheel horsepower. It is the best bang for your buck.
Wow.
It's a must-have for CBR. We have a plug-and-play flash directly for it.
Yes.
It doesn't need any adjustment. Lots of happy customers.
Yes.
Thanks to the guys over there at Turn 13.
Yeah.
Thank you for introducing them to me.
You're welcome, man.
But now you get the latest and greatest. So the other thing that's important is we found in the beginning when we had your bike that the Sprint air filter really didn't make a difference on a factory motorcycle.
That beautiful carbon fiber one. That
beautiful.
Yeah.
But we took it in and out, and obviously, even with the foam taken out, it wasn't a huge deal. I'll tell you though, when the velocity stacks go in, that filter's key. They work together. We had two friends or brothers or whatever come up here with identical bikes. Both wanted the stacks at the same time. One of them forgot his air filter, right? So we did same day testing, and the bike that didn't have the air filter suffered big time.
Yeah.
We took the filter from the other bike and put it in. It was like a huge jump. So just a note that, you know, an air filter is something that most of you are gonna do. The factory one works really good in factory configuration. Even though it looks really restrictive, it's really nice. However, with more airflow mods, and especially ram air effect, that air filter became crucial with the stack modification. So that's something that we're gonna offer in tandem in a pair with a flash on our website.
Nice. So Turn 13 stacks and the air filter you're gonna offer with your flash. That's a good idea.
Yes.
Great,
so
man.
They have to work together, or else you get 50% result. So
nice. We don't want that.
No, we don't want 50%. We don't do all this work for 50% result.
Yes! I don't like quiet mode. Quiet mode's not cool.
Well, it's good for neighbors.
Good for neighbors?
Yeah.
That thing sounds amazing.
Yeah. So I'm actually putting a valve controller in it. So
Yeah.
that you can manually open and close it, because otherwise these cars don't have an exhaust valve.
Yeah.
So like you can't manually open them and close them. It's just sometimes in dynamic mode they'll shut and then sometimes they'll open. So now we'll have it so there's a valve controller, so when you put it in dynamic it's open all the time.
That's nice, bro. This guy's gonna love that sound.
Pretty lean, like really lean. So that's all I really want to do for a baseline.
Yes.
Let's get the file in. I mean, it's, you can see down here, it's pretty absurdly lean. So
yes.
Let's not push it. It's pretty, that's about similar to Evan's, but a little bit, the other bike, but a little bit stronger. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna get my stuff out and we'll just go right to that.
You got it. Okay, you're back from doing your thing. What is your thing?
Thing is getting more power, essentially.
Okay.
But flashed it. Had to make significant adjustments versus that slip-on, mostly in the fueling range. Drastic. So I mean, we should see some big gains based off that in the bottom end.
Okay.
Ran it a few times, got it pretty consistent. So I'm gonna have you video, check it out. We'll go over what's done after that, and we'll compare it to the CBR.
Okay.
We'll talk about what we did. So, step one, a lot of people have this question and are new to bikes. Any of these newer bikes, when the rear wheel spins and the front doesn't.
Okay.
Wheel speed sensor error. Very normal with the dyno, Yamaha, Honda, etc. Because of that, you get a check engine light. That doesn't happen on the street. When that check engine light happens, you see me hand clutch because the quick shifter stops working.
Yes.
These computers will no longer be able to be bench flashed because there's a lot of extra things that need to be done, clearing, resetting throttle, things like the BMWs always were. It's a common problem. However, the product that we're going to give you is going to be able to do that. So the whole idea of benching these is kind of out of the equation unless you want an error you'll never be able to clear once you leave the dyno room.
Yes, yes.
Especially with a plug like this. So with that out of the way, bike's obviously hot. The CBR is the clear winner. However,
oh, you got them both up?
That is that's the baseline of this ZX-10 today.
Okay.
And the final with the mapping.
Okay. So 174 to start, and then 195 is where you're at after your brilliant ECU flash.
Yes, and what you'll see here, don't mind me, I'm crawling around there.
Okay.
At the factory rev limiter, there's, massive gain, 100 to 191.
Yeah.
that just rolls off. The bottom end is very much improved, like what you'll see when Evan comes out with his video. The slip-on bikes are very flat right here. Yep. The factory header bikes are very flat. Your bike has that grunt back. And you can see down here in the lower part, the bike is extremely lean with the pipe, like out of this world lean, where you can see the knock events in the middle here, and especially this big knock event here, which is why I decided to not continue to do more stock runs. But yes. Pretty straightforward. Fueling is very much on target now, right where it should be. Okay. Safe, little rich on top for safety. But that's pretty good. What I'll do now is take
the best CBR run versus this best run?
Yeah, I'll do that for you, and then we can go into the features of this and the restrictions. Okay. But let's grab, while this is up and fresh on our mind, this is the best run of your ZX-10, and then today, the best run of your
Fireblade SP.
Yeah.
It has a lot of names, you know, Blade, CBR.
So, interesting. So I'll turn this off because the fan's running, so you guys can hear.
Oh, perfect.
All right, so red is
the Z.
Z, and blue is the CBR. So
amazing.
The CBR.
11 horsepower more,
yeah,
my friend?
And at 14.2, the CBR is still going to 15.2. At 14.2, it's up 23 wheel horsepower.
Oh my goodness.
And climbing. That's why this bike, quote unquote, skywalks other people.
Thank you for using my terms.
Skywalking, right? So as you get in this 13 to 15 range, especially with the new gearing you've had, this bike, the only thing that realistically should be close to it would be the BMW, because it has a similar power band. But the Honda revs out further than the BMW. So down here, obviously the gearing and stuff is different, so the way it loads up is a little different. But I mean, they cross and meet identical at 13,100 RPMs, and then obviously at that point, the ZX-10 is out to lunch. It's ready to upshift, and the CBR is just coming in its stride.
Wow.
So you can see down low, you know, the ZX-10's got a lot more than the CBR, and it's a lot punchier.
Yeah.
However, that's the old V4 versus V4R argument. When you put them on the dyno, the V4R looks broken. But when it's in its stride in the top part of the power band with the proper gearing, the V4R is the superior bike. Indeed. If you dyno raced bikes, you would get different results than what you get on the street.
Yes.
So a lot of where the power is and how the CBR graph pushes much further out, that's very important. And the V4R is the exact same thing. It makes power later, longer than the standard V4. A lot less torque, but it clearly doesn't accelerate slower in its stride. So I think this bike did exactly what we thought it's going to do. It's nothing that they don't know about the previous years.
Well, thanks as always, Brendan, for hooking up my freaking bike.
Yeah, man.
Glad we restricted in some of that power, most of it actually, and now this thing is as fast as it's going to be.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
So that's it. Another fun day here at Brentuning. Brendan spent pretty much the whole day tweaking and tuning, flashing the ECU on our 2021 Kawasaki ZX-10R, and it produced decent power for the bike, the type of bike that it is. 195 horsepower on his dyno. But there's the bike behind me, the 6 Savage machine. You've seen it destroying everything in my videos, from my V4R to my M1000 to my BMW HP4. It's going to stand up and face my Ninja H2 next. I don't think it's going to be able to beat that one, but we'll see. That bike is a 6.6 Savage machine. Somebody, I'm sure, is going to pick that motorcycle. In about 2 weeks, we have our random drawing for the new bike build series. Information on how you might be that lucky person is down below in the description. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, tap that bell so you'll get notified when I upload new content. I'm going to get these bikes packed up, put back in the trailer, and head back to filthy Cleveland. They're going to take the ZX-10 off the dyno. Brendan's going to give it one final ride up and down the avenue here to make sure that everything is good, but we know it is. Still a little bit too dreary and wet for me to go out and ride the motorcycle. So in the next video, I'm going to go out there and actually find myself a jockey for the Honda. I'm going to ride the Z, and we're going to see which one of those machines is going to win smackdowns on these filthy but beautiful streets.